Hi, my name is Umar Ahmed. I am at the Embedded World today and have two very cool demos to show to you. The top demo that you see here is actually something very cool. We are the first in the industry to launch Ubuntu on the NXP i.MX 8M. So the advantage of running Ubuntu Pro on NXP is that you get a lifetime support for 10 years. You can have security maintenance and patches available to you. And this is an exclusive Advantech collaboration. So we are the first one to do it.
Nice. So 10-year long-term support.
Yes. Security maintenance and patches and everything.
And this is a very power-efficient solution, right?
Yeah. So this is
it's running on.
This is running on this i.MX 8M. So low power
for many years to do very important IoT solutions.
Yeah, for IoT gateways, edge AI applications.
All right, and so NXP is very happy to work with you on this. And how do you make it work on that chip?
So we partner with Canonical, and this is a joint venture where Canonical and Advantech makes Ubuntu available on NXP. This has been something that was very much demanded by the industry, and the developers were looking for it, and Advantech, through their partnership with Canonical, has been able to deliver it.
Before it was more like Android, or what were people doing, the software systems that people were using until now, this chipset?
Before this was like embedded Yocto was only available for it, and very lightweight Linux distributions are available on it. But we wanted something more suitable for generic purpose computing as well, and that is where the Ubuntu comes into play.
But when you have
so you can see here, we have this Ubuntu 24.04 image installed on the NXP CPU.
And when you have a full Ubuntu Pro, sometimes there's minimum hardware requirements, and sometimes somehow you make it fit. You optimize things so it just works fine?
So the real idea is that once you have your OS available to you, it has to be workable. So it addresses and it is configurable, it validates all the interfaces, so you can work with it and you can really pretty much use it out of the box. You don't need to install your drivers, you don't need to write your own drivers for specific interfaces, you don't need to worry about the kernel, you also don't need to worry about the security patches and the support that you need to write and implement applications on it. So it becomes pretty much a development-ready scenario.
So you developed all the drivers for all these interfaces. What is it?
So what we developed is the board support package that is coming with the Ubuntu Pro, and this allows you to run it on the i.MX 8 without any additional effort or overhead on your own side to write your drivers, to write the drivers for the interfaces, to see if the USB interface is working. Is the HDMI support there? Are the video graphics working or not? So all of that headache is gone.
The full video acceleration is good? Good video?
Yes, you can see for yourself. So it has a Ubuntu image running here. You can see on the terminal. It is also communicating with the device over wireless. So you can see some packets coming.
And you say multi-OS. So there's not just Ubuntu, there's multi.
Yes. So okay, of course, not only because previously only Yocto was available on it, and we were doing a very good job for our customers maintaining those images as well. But in some scenarios, specifically for embedded applications, there was a need to have Ubuntu as well. And this is why this is such an important offering, which is very unique with Advantech right now.
And what do you show here with the Qualcomm?
So with the Qualcomm as well, the whole idea is that you have on a single chip integrated NPU and GPU available with your CPU. So on a very small form factor, you have all the things that you need to run your edge AI applications. What you need is a carrier board. So this is the box which houses this OSM module. So you can run then your AI applications on top of it. And I have a very cool demo here which showcases how to run object detection models on a Qualcomm GPU. Here we also have multi-level OS support, because not only Qualcomm supports to run applications on Yocto, you can also run it on Ubuntu and Windows as well. what I showcase here is on the Yocto, an Ubuntu container running, housing the Ultralytics YOLOv8 model, which can run inference on a live camera stream, so you can see it for yourself, and also on a live video as well.
So is it using the free Drino driver, the open source GPU drivers?
So this is with the GStream application, and Qualcomm has its own Adreno GPU on which I am running the application.
And that's fully supported on all the different OS?
That's fully supported on all the different OS. Again, that is something that you get from Advantech. So not only we help you provide the right hardware, but we also provide you the tools, because we understand that a big part of an edge AI project for a customer is to have this OS level support, and that is that you have all the interfaces valid. You can work with all the drivers, so everything is pretty much up to ready for your development effort.
And can you describe a little bit your team, or how do you work with the Qualcomm NXP? How do you work with them to get to this level?
So my role at Advantech is AI and robotics tech specialist, and my team involves software engineers as well. And what we bring to the table is the understanding of hardware and how to run software on it. And this is exactly what customers need. So if they want to do AI at the edge, Advantech and our team enables them with all the tools that is necessary so that each step of their AI journey is covered. So we can help them from model creation, for example, getting the data set, building a model, then deploying it at the edge, how to run it at the edge, what are the dependencies, what are the software dependencies that they need to meet, then also make them understand what is the hardware that is best fit for their application. You have a lot of options here. You have GPUs available from various vendors, NVIDIA, AMD, Intel. Then you have NPUs available from different vendors as well, Rockchip, Qualcomm. So what is the best fit for your case? So not only I help in my current role to identify them the right platform, but also understand them what they are choosing, what is the performance level they can expect out of it, and how it best fit for their use case. And then on top of it, what are the software implications that comes? Because a big part of an AI application and a project is the software side of it. So what do they need to be aware of? What are the actual challenges they can encounter? How to resolve them so that it is a bit easier for them. It's all about making their journey a bit easy.
So some of these SoCs have been available for a few years, but it sounds like you are finding more performance out of them. You are accelerating some things that were not accelerated before, so you get more out of them?
So the right way to look at it is that you need to have your hardware optimized, and to best leverage the hardware performance, your software needs to be according to that hardware. So if it's not the complete optimization, you will not see the same results, and that has been a problem. That's why we understand this issue, and that's why we are actively engaging on these software tools and all the other ecosystems that you need, so that you can better optimize. Because this is a very common thing, that I will get the state-of-the-art hardware, but because my software is not...
But the software is half the potential.
Yes, so
if
then
you
I don't see the
use
same...
the whole chip.
Exactly, so it's not using the whole chip, and this is exactly that we want to showcase.
Because these little chips are amazing. There's so much like magic in them.
Exactly.
But you need to know how to use all the different parts of the SoC.
You can see it here. I can get up to more than 30 frames per second on this small chip, and I'm running very much state-of-the-art YOLOv8 model. So this is exactly what you want to need. And this level of performance is a good indicator for your use case. So you can take this knowledge and then with a peace of mind, start building your own AI application and do your project.
Is it magicians that work on this kind of stuff? It sounds like sometimes you can just keep improving, and it just keeps getting better. Even 10 years later, there's an update. Suddenly, it's like even more performance.
Because it's a constant process where you are optimizing it. So you're not only optimizing it on the hardware side. That's why you see these new silicon and new architectures popping up. But then in parallel to it, you are also working on the software side as well. So you can get the maximum juice out of it. And when you have this synergy, that is how when the magic happens. For example, at Advantech Europe, we have my boss, Thomas Kastner. He runs a specific software engineering group which helps us do these customizations for our customers as well. Because what customer need is something which is out of the box, ready to be used, fully optimized, and in a workable solution so they can build their applications on it. They have specific requirements in terms of drivers, in terms of kernel, in terms of OS support, and if you make it easy for them, then they focus on the actual part, that is delivering the product or to the end customer as well. So they don't need to worry about any overhead themselves.
Do you upstream everything?
That depends, because in some cases it's a bit proprietary, in some cases it's related to the customer as well. So we are not in terms of upstreaming everything as well. But on our commercial offerings, on offerings that are available to every one of them, you can have this option.
And so I guess it must be fun to work on these kind of, everybody's talking about AI and how to make it the best way on the edge, most optimal, best power consumption considerations and everything. It must be fun to work on, hey, we can, there's a DSP, there's a GPU, let's use it and make it full Ubuntu.
I love it, and that's why I love my job so much as well, because this is exactly what I do. So one week I work on a GPU, the next week I'm working on the DSP, and then I can go with this knowledge to my customer. Give them this confidence and trust that I understand, we understand what can be good if you go for GPU, what are the pros of it, what are the cons of it, what are the strengths of an NPU, what are the weaknesses and limitations that you want to work with NPU as well. And I'm privileged to work with Advantech, so I have all the vendors that I can work with. But with this knowledge, when I go to the customer, I can consult them. I can guide them into to the right direction and work with them so that we choose the best offering for them. I am on the side of the customer and I want to help them succeed.
Is it really cool to have all these AI development tools to maybe help you find new solutions on existing hardware to make it even more optimal?
Yes, exactly, and that is the fun part of it, because you understand what are the capabilities of Edge AI, you can demonstrate it, but then when you go to the customers, they find their own use cases, and then you see how the solution can be so much powerful and how it can really create meaningful impact.
And you could potentially be using some of these models, right, to develop custom solution
exactly
that use all the performance possible.
And that is a very, very important point to highlight, that you want to use the full resource. You want to be optimized at the edge, and that is exactly what Advantech can help you gain.
And tight partnership with NXP and Qualcomm.
Yes.
And I guess you have these chats with them and suddenly they're saying, hey, we kind of invented a new trick and you can use the same GPU to do this or that or that.
Actually, that becomes more of a magic on the software side. We at Advantech are not going too much into that thing because that is in a niche thing in itself. There are some specific and specialized companies for it as well. But what is more in terms of our offering is all the right tools, so that when our customers get, he does not need to worry about. He can write his own software to optimize it. But we provide them underlying foundations and structures so they can work with it. So they don't need to worry about it. And that is very important. That is where they can struggle a bit.
And when you have a cool implementation, for example, the NXP part, suddenly it could be some really big project. Suddenly they need a lot of them.
Actually, the future is ARM. Lots of projects, lots of companies are moving towards doing projects on ARM. And this is why having these diverse offerings and be able to support them and highlight in terms of what OS support you can have creates that little bit of confidence in the customer that they can use it for their applications, and this opens up actually more verticals as well. This opens up more use cases as well, and this is exactly what we need to do to grow as a company, and our customers want as well.
And there's all these AI accelerator chips. Maybe you know how to pair them together.
Yes.
And then you do even more.
Yes, because so the thing is that this is also something that is very interesting, that you can run your AI load in a combination. You can run it either on a CPU plus NPU or a CPU plus GPU. Whatever is your offering, and the big advantage is then that you use the CPU for the general purpose computing, like booting into your operating system, running some tasks, running Ubuntu, interfacing with some peripherals. On the other hand, for your specific AI application, you run it dedicated on that AI accelerator. And this way you have a cheap solution, so you bring the cost down as well. But at the same time, you have everything optimized. Your AI workload is optimized for NPU, so you get the best performance. And for general purpose computing, you use GPU. So this combination is very powerful.
So maybe, for example, the i.MX 8M might have long-term support, and during that 10 years, there's all these AI accelerators coming out that are compatible to make the existing solution better.
This can be also a possibility as well, but this depends on the hardware side if you have this accessibility to integrate them. But the more important thing that you need on the software side is the support in terms of managing your operating system, be able to deploy the security patches, not get bogged down. So if anything changes, you are still in an infrastructure that you can work with.